Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, your sister, your homie, Tiara. And today I'm going to be talking to you about the things that I learned and the mistakes that I've made moving to another country for the very first time in my entire life. I barely left the country when I lived in America. I went to Canada when I was a kid and that was it. I didn't go anywhere else. When I became an adult, I decided, oh, I want to get out of the country. There's more out there. I gotta try new things. Gotta go somewhere different, you know? And so I decided, let me move over yonder way to that young Korea. It was an interesting journey. For one thing, I did not save up enough for that. It's already difficult enough to save up the money to move to another country. It's a bit of a wonky situation. I definitely struggled when I first got to Korea because I didn't have the means at the time to save up enough money for moving to Korea, but I just really wanted to get out and I really wanted to try living in a newer country, a different area. I was tired of living in the same spot, and it kind of stressed me out to think about not having tried anything new, not having done anything new or different with my life, you know, so I was like, let me get out of the country. Let me at least go somewhere. Let me broaden my perspective, because Mississippi is not the only thing in life, you know. I got to see other things. Plus, Mississippi wasn't even fun for me, so, you know, enjoyable for me. So I got to try something new, you know. So I gathered the little money I could. I had financial help from people who were very kind to me at the time, and I'm still very grateful, still very appreciative of it, because if they didn't help me, I wouldn't be here. I wished I had saved up more money, because I thought about coming to Korea a year before I actually came to Korea, and I could have started saving at that time, but I let fear get in the way. I was afraid to actually try moving to another country, so I kind of just pushed it aside until almost like the last minute. And then at the last minute, I was about to graduate college, and I didn't have a job at the end of college, and the jobs I had in college were not enough to raise the money that I needed for a flight and transportation and food even in Korea. So I was literally just at the bare minimum of what they said to bring to Korea. I think I was below, actually. They said to bring at least a minimum of $1,000 to cover you for the entire month. This is not including the flight. I literally only had less than $1,000 to come to this country, and I had to ask other people to help me get over here, to pay for my flight and everything, and then I paid them back when I was able to. But it was not easy. It was hard. I got here and my budget was very, very tight, and then I had an allergic reaction, and I wasn't prepared to have that, because most of my Korean friends were like, oh, there's no nuts in the food. But my Korean friends were like, oh, there's no nuts in the food. You have nothing to worry about. And I was like, oh, wow, thanks, guys. That was a lie. I love you guys. I know you watch my videos. There are nuts in the weirdest things that as a person with an allergy would not think that there are nuts in. And so I was surprised. I went and I ate fried chicken. Fried chicken. I am from Mississippi, okay? I ate fried chicken, and fried chicken in Mississippi has never had nuts in it. We put grease on that mess. I'm just saying. So to see that there's peanut oil, or even like tiny bits of peanuts, or like almonds or something, or any kind of nut in the sauce on top of the chicken, the oil, I was surprised. I was really surprised. So I got an allergic reaction because I'm thinking fried chicken is just fried chicken. No, not in Korea. The bougie fried chicken places use peanuts. And peanuts are so expensive in Korea. So I'm going on a tangent. But basically, I don't understand why they use peanuts when peanuts are so expensive. And I was just so confused, and I was so appalled, and I was not financially prepared to handle having an allergic reaction. And that's one thing that I should have prepared for. You know, I had avoided it so well in America, but that's because everybody speaks English in America. Everybody knows about allergies in America, and I don't know what possessed me in my mind to take that mindset all the way to a country where they don't even have to deal with many allergy problems and think that I would be completely okay. I was not completely okay. But I learned my lesson. Now when I go to any country that I visit, I take no chances. I don't assume that they understand how things work with people when it comes to people with allergies. I don't assume that anymore. Instead, I am cautious. I didn't even have an EpiPen when I first moved to Korea. But I mean, if you're watching this and you're an American, you understand why. EpiPens cost more than my monthly salary in America. It's too expensive to get an EpiPen. Way, 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 way too expensive to get an EpiPen. And on discount, it's still expensive. It's still expensive to get an EpiPen. It shouldn't be, because that's survival, but somehow it's unnecessarily expensive. But later on, when I came to Korea, I found out that EpiPens are so affordable. That's the one thing I love about being in a foreign country, is that the healthcare is far better in Korea than it is in America. I feel like it was meant for me to live here because I can live. EpiPens are so affordable here. They're like $40 for an EpiPen. So I can get a lot of EpiPens if I wanted to, and that's crazy. That's something I'd never even seen an EpiPen, y'all. I never seen one in person. I was just risking my life out there in America. I was like, well, if it's my time, it's my time. So if any of you guys decide to move to any country, do your research and make sure you know that if it's for work, if it's for school, how much money will you need to bring to survive for at least the first month in the country. Definitely bring that, and make sure you plan it around your personal lifestyle, the things that you care about, your priorities, and your health. Definitely care about that if it's possible. If it's not possible, do a GoFundMe. Ask for help. Never be afraid to ask for help from people that will actually help you, and then get your butt out here and pay them back when you can. Make your journey and your experience in that other country as easy and smooth as possible if you can. You know, you don't have to be rich to live in another country. You can be poor, but as long as your experience is fun and exciting and great, that's all that matters. There's one major mistake that I made before I moved to this country. I didn't have a good US bank account before I moved to this country. I was not with a good US bank. Make sure that if you are coming from America like me, or the UK, or whatever, wherever country you're moving from, make sure that you are with a good bank so that nothing crazy happens, making it impossible for you to send money back home to pay off anything that you have to pay for back home. I'm telling you, make sure you are with a good bank. The bank that I was with was not a good bank at all. I had thought, I was trying to understand the charges that were on my account and why my charges had came so late, and I thought one of the charges wasn't me, and I just wanted to double check. That's all. I just wanted to double check. The second I was like, I want to double check this charge, I want to make sure that this charge is what's on my receipt. So I looked at the receipt, and they read the charge, and everything matched up, and it was fine. And I was like, you know, just trying to check and make sure that it was not fraud. They hear the word fraud, they freak out, and they decided to close my entire bank account with. They closed my cards first. They closed my cards first, so I couldn't use any of my cards overseas, which had the money that I had left over for surviving in Korea when I ran out of cash. And that was terrifying. And I pleaded with them a lot to please don't close my account. They were like, well, we have to close your cards before you get off the phone. And I was like, please don't do that. Don't close my cards. It's my transaction. You know that we confirmed it. We even checked, and you're like, yes, I'll check that for you to make sure that everything's okay. And everything was okay, and they still closed it anyway. And that was very, very, very stressful. And then a few months later, I find out that not only did they close my cards, not only did they freeze my cards, they also ended up closing my bank account a few months later, and I got overcharged. And I don't even know what those hidden fees were. I didn't even know that my account had hidden fees. I was in this country without a US bank account, and that's not good to not have a bank account with your home, because you cannot send money back to pay off bills. You can't send money back to do anything else that you want to take care of. So make sure you're with a good bank. Look at everything. read the fine print. Make sure there's no hidden fees or anything like that. Make sure they don't have a panic attack when you go overseas. Make sure they 100% know. Double check, call them, everything. Research, 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 research. Please research. Try and save up as much money as you can. If you can't save up a lot of money, ask for help. You know, do what you can to get overseas if that is what you're going to do. If you might have to push the timeline back, that's okay. You'll still get here. If that's your goal and your plan, you'll still get here. And then have fun, make friends. Have fun, make friends. Enjoy your time in that other country, whether it's temporary or permanent. Sometimes you don't know until you get to the other country, but have fun and live your best life. Subscribe, leave a comment below about your experiences or questions about living in a foreign country. No matter what country you're going to, ask whatever question and leave the comments below about your experiences. And I will see you in my next video. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Please subscribe.